Welcome to the Season 4 semi-finale of the Salute House show, my fellow peeps. So anyways, yeah, the first time I've ranted on the pay-per-view on my Rant House show was ECW December to Dismember from 2006. And so here comes the very first pay-per-view that I'm going to salute on. And this is the second time that I'm going to review one of the pay-per-views overall. And it is Barely Legal, which was the inaugural professional wrestling pay-per-view event held by ECW. And here's a trivia about it, peeps. This is the very first pay-per-view that ECW has ever aired. So, and this is a lot better than the December to Dismember 2006 one. So yeah, without further ado to ass shit, my fellow peeps, let's get on with that. Okay, this pay-per-view has taken place back in April 13th, 1997, for the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, April 13th, 7 days before 420. Alright. Rob Van Dam vs. Lance Storm was included in the 2005 WWE DVD release. Rob Van Dam, one of a kind, Sabu vs. Taz, was included in the 2012 DVD and Blu-ray release, ECW Unreleased Volume 1. Yeah, and don't forget about ECW Extreme Evolution from the 2000 DVD from Pioneer Entertainment. Alright. Okay, so let's get on with that, my fellow peeps. Difficulties getting pay-per-view companies to air Barely Legal arose in late 1996 when Request TV initially canceled the show after wrestling journalist Wade Keller requested the November 1996 mass transit incident during the interview about the event. Okay, so that's the background and I don't want to spoil that shit. So let's get on with the preliminary matches. Okay. Yeah, I did say the first match to air. Okay, no, wait. Okay, the first match to air live on pay-per-view was a tag team match for the ECW World Tag Team Championship between the champions, the Dudley Boys, and the challengers, Cronus and Perry Saturn, the Eliminators. The majority of the match was controlled by the Eliminators using a variety of double team and high-flying maneuvers. The match ended when the Eliminators performed their finishing move, Total Elimination, and Perry Saturn pinned Bubba Ray, or Bully Ray, or Brother Ray to win the ECW Tag Team Championship. Brother Ray suffered a legitimate broken ankle during the match. Oh, that's really sad to hear. Okay. After that, the following match was a standard singles match between Lance Storm and RVD. Chris Candido was originally scheduled to be Storm's opponent, but unfortunately, he could not compete due to a biceps injury. Well, that's just bullshit. Yeah, bullshit, 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 bullshit! But I do feel Chris Candido's pain about that. The match was fast-paced with both men exchanging control throughout, using many high-risk maneuvers as well as steel chairs. About the 10-minute mark, Lance Storm connected with the 2 chair shots to RVD's head. Before he could connect it for the third time, RVD sprung up from his knees and performed a Van Daminator. Holy fucking hell. Kicking a chair Alex Storm was holding onto his face, RVD then performed a standing moonsault and pinned Lance Storm for the victory. Woo! Yeah! RVD! The whole fucking show! RVD! 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 Okay, the next match was a 6-man tag team match featuring wrestlers from Michinoku Pro Wrestling, which saw Taka Michinoku, Terry Boy, and Dick Togo battle the Great Sasuke, Gran Hamada, and Masato Yakushiji, who replaced the injured Gran Naniwa. The action was back and forth between teams and filled with high-flying maneuvers. The team of Sasuke, Hamada, and Yakushiji won the match when Sasuke pinned Michinoku with the Tiger Suplex. talk about athleticism. Yeah, athleticism of fucking wrestling, man. Yeah, that's a good match. That was a good 6-man tag team match. Alright, the following match was a singles match. Yeah, once again, the singles match. But this time for the ECW World Television Championship between the champion, the franchise Shane Douglas, and the challenger, Pitbull number 2. But I'm very sad that Pitbull number 2 is no longer with the ECW franchise. Because, yeah, Pitbull number 2 passed away after ECW was out of business. Okay, for the franchise was accompanied by his valet, Francine, and several Riot Squad officers. Okay, Pitbull number 2's tag team partner, Pitbull number 1, was shown sitting in front row for the match because, according to the storyline, doctors had not medically cleared him to be ringside. Well, that's a fucking shame. Pitbull number 2 rushed to the ring and immediately began attacking the franchise. Pitbull number 2 controlled the early portion of the match with a series of takedowns and headlocks. Well, goddamn! The franchise Shane Douglas gained control after he countered a powerbomb with a head scissors takedown, which brought both wrestlers over the top rope to the outside of the ring. Douglas tossed Pitbull number 2 back into the ring, performed 3 consecutive pile drivers. Well, goddamn! 3 consecutive pile drivers. Later, both wrestlers ended up outside the ring, and Pitbull number 1 jumped over the audience guardrail and attacked the franchise, but was soon stopped and escorted to the locker room by the Riot Squad officers. Oh shit. Well, looks like the ECW universe has itself lucky that none of the wrestlers get disqualified for outside interference like in the WWE. Okay, after the franchise and Pitbull number 2 exchanged the control of the match for the next several minutes, Francine handed the franchise Shane Douglas a pair of brass knuckles, which he then used twice on Pitbull number 2. Shane Douglas then hit Pitbull number 2 over the head with a portion of a broken table, as well as the timekeeper's ring bell. Shane Douglas attempted multiple pins during a series of attacks, but Pitbull number 2 kicked out. Attempted outside interference from Chris Candido, whom is still fucking injured from the biceps. Douglas performed a belly-to-belly suplex on Pitbull number 2 and pinned him for the victory to retain the ECW World Television Championship. But I'm very sad that Chris Candido is no longer with the wrestling universe either. As previously stipulated, the masked man wearing a ravishing Rick Rude robe came to the ring to unmask. Well, fucking hell. Okay, the man planted a kiss on Francine and performed Rick Rude's signature gyrations before Douglas hit him in the back with his championship belt. While getting back to his feet, the masked man revealed himself to be Brian Lee. Yeah, one of the arch rivals of Tommy Dreamer. As one of the Riot Squad officers entered the ring and removed his helmet, revealing himself to be Rick Rude. Yeah, I'm very sad that Rick Rude is no longer in the universe of wrestling either. A surprised Douglas attempted to plead with Rude, but to no avail as Rick Rude nailed him with a right hand punch followed by a chokeslam from Brian Lee. Yeah, primetime Brian Lee, man. Alright, now let's head on with the main event matches. The next match was a standard singles match pitting Taz with Bill Alfonso versus Sabu. The match started with Taz and Sabu face to face before exchanging slaps and punches. Taz then clotheslined Sabu, which prompted him to exit the ring to recoup. Sabu re-entered the ring and was immediately attacked by Taz, who attempted to apply his finishing submission move to Taz's mission, but was blocked by Sabu. After a series of forearm crossfaces by Taz, which caused Sabu to bleed from his nose, he rolled out of the ring for a breather. He came back into the ring and performed a drop kick to Taz's knee, followed by a slingshot kick of the second rope. Man, I cannot even talk about Taz or Sabu without hearing Bill Alfonso screaming with his whistle. Okay, the match continued outside the ring and into the crowd. Later in the match, Taz performed a series of suplex variations, followed by a Taz mission. Sabu was not able to respond to the referee, resulting in Taz to winning the match. Following the match, praised Sabu and offered to shake his hand, which Sabu accepted. Yeah, I hear you, Taz. I know that you do not mean to sound corny or anything like that. While the two embraced, RVD came back, and this time he entered the ring and attacked Taz. After the double team attacked by Sabu and RVD, Bill Alfonso formally aligned himself with the pair after the revealed a Sabu t-shirt he was wearing underneath his Taz t-shirt. Oh shit! Double-crossing much? Double-crossing much of this motherfucker? God damn! Okay, the penultimate match was a three-way war between Stevie Richards, the Sandman, and Terry Funk. Yeah, God rest the soul of Terry Funk. The winner would receive an immediate championship match against the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Raven. The match began with multiple short-lived alliances between the competitors until Sandman retrieved the ladder to attack Richards and Funk. Later in the match, Funk gained control for a short time when he performed an airplane spin with the ladder, knocking down his opponents. The match continued with the three men exchanging attacks in and outside of the ring, using weapons including a steel chair, garbage can encased in sheet metal. Steven Richards was eliminated from the match when both Terry Funk and Sandman pinned him. Following a powerbomb, Sandman then introduced a string of barbed wire to the match. After Terry Funk snatched the barbed wire and whipped Sandman's exposed back with the barbed wire, the Sandman regained possession and wrapped himself in the barbed wire. Stevie Richards then re-entered the ring, even though that he's eliminated, and super kicked Sandman, which allowed Terry Funk to perform a moonsault from the top rope and pinned Sandman to win the match. Oh yeah, right before that, Tommy Dreamer was a guest commentator alongside with Beulah in a three-way war. Following the three-way war, Terry Funk being the number one contender, Raven immediately entered the ring as the bell rang to begin the ECW World Heavyweight Championship match. Raven dominated the majority of the match with the 8 chairs and tables, while an ECW ringside doctor continuously checked Terry Funk's condition due to his excessive bleeding from the head. Members of Raven's Nest eventually appeared to assist Raven, which prompted Tommy Dreamer, whom was providing guest commentary for the match, alongside with Beulah McGillicuddy, to enter the ring. Tommy Dreamer performed a DDT on Raven, right before Big Dick Dudley came out and smashed Tommy Dreamer with some fucking object. Oh my god! Never seen that shit before. But thankfully, Tommy Dreamer took down Big Dick Dudley. Okay, as I was saying, Tommy Dreamer performed a DDT on Raven, which allowed Terry Funk to pinned Raven to win the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. First one was a 2 count, and then, in the second attempt, woo! Terry Funk has won the ECW World Heavyweight Championship! Ha ha ha! Woo! EC Dub! EC Dub! EC Dub! EC Dub! I gotta say, my fellow peeps, Barely Legal is the very best pay-per-view I've ever seen on DVD. So in conclusion, my fellow peeps, I truly recommend Barely Legal. I even have 2 different versions of it on DVD. First was the 2001 issue of, from Pioneer Entertainment on DVD. And the second was the 2006 One Night Stand, that I got for Christmas, alongside with that shit. I brutally recommend ECW Barely Legal and other ECW pay-per-views that sound satisfying. Yeah, especially Heatwave 98 and Living Dangerously 99. Yeah.